Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Okay, so it's starting to get a little bit colder out here. Earlier today, I was like, I don't even know that I'm gonna have to wear a coat out here to vlog tonight, but it is starting to get really, really chilly. I put my boots on because I was like, I don't want to bring the blanket out here. I was like, I don't think it's cold enough for the blanket. It's cold enough for the blanket. So I was like, I'm gonna put my boots on and my coat. This is probably my most comfy coat right now, which is why I wear it like almost every day in my vlog. This is like my most comfy coat, but I have a feeling this winter is gonna be very, very cold. So I have a feeling there is gonna be a lot of heated vests. I am foreseeing a lot of heated vests in my future. A lot of blankets out here. I'm getting my vlogs, well, today is actually a little bit of an earlier vlog than I've been doing. Well, the last couple days have been kind of early, but over the weekend they usually are. But during the week, I get started at like 6 or 6:30. As the sun goes down earlier, oh, I forgot my coffee. I literally just made coffee. I even like picked out the coffee cup and everything. I'll go get it. At the half an hour mark, I'll go get my coffee and I'll heat it. It's so fun. I'll heat it up in the microwave, I was going to say. Which is so funny because I picked out like a special coffee cup and I was like, okay, I want this, I actually got a coffee before I got my hair done today. But I was like, I want to have a cup of coffee while I'm vlogging tonight. So I picked out the coffee cup and the coffee very specifically. I actually used my mom's favorite coffee cup. I've told the story 1,000 times over here, but it's this blue coffee cup and it has a white sailboat on it. I have 2 of them actually. And so it was like Mother's Day one year and my dad and I were in Saugatuck, Michigan. And so he was like, we were like there was this coffee shop in Saugatuck, Michigan. I feel like you guys probably know this story better than I do now. I have to turn the pillow sideways or it doesn't like fill my whole back. Anyway, there was this coffee shop in Saugatuck, Michigan. We used to go there on the weekends, like, because my dad had a boat up there. And it was called the Stone Mug, which I think is such a cute name for a coffee shop. And you would walk in and it had all these like really colorful carpets on the floor and wood flooring, but like carpets over it. And then they had like this place to sit in the back. I feel like there was a fireplace in there. My jeans are riding up and my boots aren't high enough and the wind is getting to them. Anyway, and then when like you walked in, there was like a couch and like a sitting area. There's all these bookcases and you could like pull down a book and read. We used to go there like every day on the weekends to get coffee. And, but they had like other stuff. You could like buy artwork in there and like coffee mugs and stuff. And so we were in there and my dad was like, buy your mom something for Mother's Day. Like pick out something and we'll get it for her for Mother's Day. So I picked out these 2 coffee mugs. And they're matching, and they're both blue, and then they have these white sailboats on it. Well, it was my mom's favorite coffee mug her entire life. And so, my mom was in the hospital. It may have been after she passed away, because I don't know if I cooked anything in the microwave. Maybe it was when she was still in the hospital. I don't remember. But anyway, my memory is fading. It's been almost 18 years. But anyway, I opened her microwave, and my mom would, like, make instant coffee. She made coffee in a coffee pot, though she drank a lot of instant coffee. So she would make instant coffee, but like if she made coffee in a coffee pot, I don't really know a lot of people that do this. My mom would not make an entire coffee pot, like if it was just for her, because she'd be like, I'm only gonna drink 2 cups. So she would literally make like 2 cups in a coffee pot. Do you guys do that? If I make a pot of coffee, I always make a whole pot of coffee. But anyway, which is so funny, I don't know why I'm remembering this. I actually said this in a vlog a while ago, and somebody sent me a screenshot of what the coffee pot is, because I was like, I want to get this coffee pot. So anyway, back in my old apartment, between my first and second ex, my friend that lives in Colorado now, that I almost moved out there, because I was going out there a lot after my mom passed away, but this is years before that. This is like between my first and second boyfriend. He and I, like on my days off, so I was off Sundays and Mondays, and so on my days off, he and I would both like, well, he was at his apartment, I was at mine, and we would make a pot of coffee, and I have this coffee pot, it was like stainless steel or something, I don't know, but anyway, you would like make it, but then you could put it on like a wood table. It wouldn't like burn a wood table. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It wasn't like a super expensive coffee pot. I've never spent a lot of money on coffee pods. The Keurig is probably the most expensive coffee. Oh, the coffee maker that we have, Caroline actually got it for Alex and I for Christmas like 6 or 7 years ago. And it grinds your coffee and stuff. I always use a coffee grinder anyway. But anyway, it grinds your coffee in there, and then you can set the timer. I mean, everybody's like, yeah, like every... Back in the day, it was just a Mr. Coffee. This might have been a Mr. Coffee, but it wasn't like a glass coffee pot. It was like a metal one. And it had something on the bottom where you didn't have to have like a coaster or anything. You could just set it on the table. And so I would set it on the table with my cup of coffee. I would make it, and then he and I would call each other, and then we would go, okay, it's very much like Nikki and I doing puzzles today, but we text each other. Well, sometimes we say it on the phone. And then we would go, okay, go. And then we would both start the crossword and the Indianapolis Star at the same time. I used to do the crossword in the newspaper every single day. I mean, for like years I did it. I don't even know how many years. Every single day I would do it. God, my life was like back then. I was so... my life was so... Well, I guess I'm kind of like a little bit like that with my walks today. But back then I would... So on my days off, that's how I would start my day, is I would, well, he was single and I was single, so we would go out on the weekends, and then on Sundays and Mondays, we would call each other, and then whoever got the crossword done first, which was always him, he had done it for like, if I did it for like 5 or 10 years, he had done it for like 20 years. And the Indianapolis Star, it must have been some crossword, it wasn't local, it must have been some crossword that like affiliate newspapers picked up or something. If you do the crossword enough, you'll know what I'm talking about, especially in the newspaper. But it's like they use the same words over and over and over again. Not like every day, but like once a week. You know, it'd be like 3-letter word starts with J. What do you put jelly in? Jar. It's like there would be a lot of those, and the clues would kind of be mixed. But you kind of knew after a while. He could do a crossword so quick. I mean, it would take us each... I think it took him like a half an hour. It took me like an hour to do a crossword. But I loved the crossword. I still feel like this. I feel like puzzles, like Sudoku, I don't do Sudoku, but I did for a long time. Sudoku, crossword puzzles, word searches, I think all that stuff, like, keeps your mind going. I think it keeps your mind sharp. I don't know why. Is there anything proven about that? I felt like I was sharp. I need to get back to doing crosswords again, you know? I've actually thought about getting the newspaper. Like, I know you can get online and print it off. It's just not the same. I used to, like, when I would be out and about, I would get the newspaper. You know what? One of my neighbors over there gets the newspaper. I should ask her if she does a crossword. If she doesn't, I should do that, because she always walks by. I should be like, could I have your crossword in your newspaper? But the newspaper's cheap. You could buy it. But when I would go to gas stations and stuff, sometimes I would get the crossword, but then I would forget to do it, and it would just sit on the counter forever. But back when I was like, every day when I was going to work at the treatment center, I would like stop at the gas station. This was before like the Starbucks and the Dunkin' Donuts and all the little coffee shops and stuff. So I get my coffee from I still love gas station coffee. But I would get like the 24-ounce cup of coffee, and I would always get the newspaper. So when I got to work, which is going to surprise people because I don't get up early at all anymore, but I was always like one of the first people to work. I always got to work like 15 or 20 minutes early. And so I would get there, and then I would make a pot of coffee in the coffee room for like everybody else. My neighbors were going to see their grandkids, and they just got home. But I thought they said they were going to get their grandkids. Oh, they had to go pick them up from like school and take them to sports and stuff. But I would get to work early with my pre-bought cup of coffee, and then I would make a pot of coffee for everybody, like when they showed up, the pot of coffee. And then I would sit at the nurse's station, and I would do the crossword. That's like how I started my day. And I would always take like the crossword puzzle around with me, like to meetings and stuff, until I got it done. I loved the crossword puzzle. But like I said, I thought about getting the newspaper again to like start doing the crossword puzzle. If you do the crossword puzzle in a newspaper, this will make sense to you, but it won't make sense if you don't, okay? You know, like the books of crossword puzzles that you can buy, and there's apps and stuff? It's just not the same. I don't know how to explain it. This summer sometime, I bought like these jumbo books of crossword puzzles. I never did one of them. Never one. It was before some trip, because I was like, oh, I'm going to do all these crossword puzzles on the trip. And I didn't do one. I don't even think I took it on the trip. But I do, like, once a year, I buy those big, like, jumbo books of crossword puzzles. I like crossword puzzles more than I like word searches. Jessie, my sister-in-law, I think now Fufu's into it too. But when we the last time I saw her, she was really into the Sudoku. I did Sudoku for about 2 or 3 years. I don't know that I would understand it today. I would have to like reteach myself. I don't really remember, like, it's the numbers and the counting and stuff. It's 1 through 12, right? Or is it 1 through 9? I remember doing it back then. I had the books where you wrote them in the books. It wasn't like, she had an app. But doing the crossword every day in the newspaper, and you know that the next day that they're going to put the answers, like, you have to finish. That's why if I get the newspaper and I don't do it that day, I know this is stupid, but if I don't do it that day, then I just don't do the crossword. I'm going to go get my coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Coffee cup and hand. So this is the coffee cup that I was talking about. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. I use it a lot, but I have 2 of them. And this was my mom's favorite coffee cup of life. So she would make coffee, like in a coffee pot, or usually instant. But then, like, she would, like how I do, like, I drink a little bit of it. She do. I drink a little bit of it, and then I put it down so it would get cold. But my mom only liked hot coffee. So she constantly throughout the day would, like, warm coffee up in the microwave. Like I said, I don't remember if it was after she passed. I think it was after she passed away. And I was over here, and I looked in, I was like cleaning out the kitchen or something, and I cleaned out the microwave, and she had a cup of coffee in the microwave. I think it even had like mold in it or something like that. I was like, oh. But it wasn't, maybe it was this cup? I don't know. I washed it out good if it was this cup. I think maybe it was this cup. Anyway. I think it was this cup. Do you know what's so funny is? My mom, okay, so I just tasted this coffee. So this is the Barney's. I just got this. The creamy caramel. And I was like really worried I wouldn't like it. So I bought it. I was telling Nikki this story last night. I bought it because I love that Barney's Santa's White Christmas. And so I got online to see if they had other flavors. Did I tell you guys this story already? I think I told you yesterday. So anyway, so I got online. They have several flavors. It's like Barney's, the store in New York City. So they have several flavors. And this is creamy butter caramel. You guys, it's really good. I had a cup of it last night. I love it. I love it so much. But okay, this is what I was going to say. It's weird. So my mom would hand wash her dishes before she put them in the dishwasher. Like, she would always, like, you know, clean the rim of the glass and stuff like that. My mom always wore lipstick. For 30 years, I have looked this color up so many times and I cannot find it. It was Clinique Salmon Ice. Like salmon, like the fish. And it kind of like, but anyway, that is like kind of, not sparkly, but it kind of looks like that lip gloss that I use a little bit. Like the powder donut, that's kind of what it looked like a little bit. But my mom wore that like her entire life. Towards the end of her life, maybe a little bit more reds, but like most of her life, it was like this green tube. Do you remember the Clinique green tubes of lipstick? That's what she wore. Anyway, like our powder room in the house when I was growing up, you would open the drawer. My mom must be around me or something. Maybe it's because it's Halloween. She loved Halloween so much. I have been thinking about my mom so much lately. I was kind of talking about this in my Peterisms video today because I was talking about like remembering the past and revisiting the past and stuff. And I think that there's like this misconception when I talk about like my mom or the past and stuff in videos that like I constantly am living in the past. Like if I'm not talking about, like when I'm sitting out here and I'm just talking, like I tell stories, and like if I'm with friends and family, and like Tanya and I the other night were like swapping stories and whatever. But like it's not like I just sit around and I'm like, oh my God, I miss my mom. Like that, I'm just not like that most days. Not that it would matter if I was. If I was like that, that would be completely fine. You know what I mean? But it's interesting, like, I think about my mom more sometimes than others, but nothing recently, I don't know, like, has really triggered me to, like, think about, like, I haven't watched, like, a movie that made me think of my mom or anything. Okay, but this is what I was going to say about the coffee cup. So, my mom, since she wore lipstick, like, every day. Oh, this was going to tell you about the powder room. I feel like I've told all these stories 100 times. So, if you're new, you're hearing these stories for the first time. If anybody is new over here, I always ask who's been around forever. Not too long ago, I asked, like, when did you start watching my vlogs? So, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know when you started watching my vlogs and if you've gone back and watched any of the old vlogs. Because if not, then I can tell the stories again. And also let me know if you're new to the vlog, okay? Because some new people have started watching the vlog, which I appreciate. So welcome to all the new people watching the vlog. Thank you. But, so we had this powder room in the house that I grew up in. Like, if you walked in our front door, we had like slate floors, we had this entryway, and then to the right was the library that you like stepped down into and had like French doors. To the left was the living room, and then straight up the staircase was right there. And when you like walked in, there was like a powder room right to the left, and then you kept on walking to the kitchen. So the powder room had like slate floors and stuff like that. Well, when you opened the one drawer in the powder room, it was like 10 or 15 tubes of this Clinique Salmon Ice. But they were all like, you know how lipstick, like when you've used it so much, it's like, okay. So my mom would go in there because she was like, she wasn't a hoarder, but she would never throw anything away if she could still get any use out of it. Definitely was not a hoarder. She hated like all that kind of stuff. So anyway, she would have been the first one years ago that would have been like, Peter, you need to get this basement done. It's done, okay? It's done. All we got to do is redo the basement and donate the books. The basement is done. So anyway, somebody said something on my video the other day. They tried to get in on they said something about, oh, it's going to take about as long as the basement's still going to take. I was like, the basement's done, baby. The basement's been done for a while. So anyway, I ain't showing that. I'm not showing that base. I watched something I watched or was listening to must have a country southern accent in it, because like all day today I have felt like I have just been having the southern accent. I don't know where it's coming from today. People say it to me a lot. It comes out. It's funny because like when Tani doesn't have a southern accent either. I mean, she's from Eastern Indiana. But when Tani and I get together, we get like a southern accent. So I don't know if this is like layover from Saturday or what. But anyway, my mom, when we would leave the house, she would go in the bathroom. I mean, she always had like a tube of lipstick in her purse, which was like, you don't ever go into a lady's purse. My mom would always say that. You do not go into a lady's purse at all. That was like her big thing. So she would always tell me like, if she asked for something, she'd say, hand me my purse. Like if I started going in, she'd say, you do not go into a woman's purse ever. That is like, that's sacred. You don't go into a woman's purse. So I never like, you know, but anyway, so, well, maybe to steal cigarettes when I was older. But she usually kept her cigarettes in a drawer in the kitchen, which I think that's kind of strange too. Here she kept them in a drawer in the living room. She didn't smoke that much, like towards the end of her life. She would buy a pack of cigarettes. I feel like all these stories I've told 9 million times. I need to tell a new story. I'll think of a new story to tell by the end of this vlog. But anyway, by the end of her life, okay, my mom, she would only buy Mavericks, which were like the cheapest cigarettes in town. And she would drive like 10 miles away to this gas station, which was the only place you could buy them. And I'd say, Mom, the gas you're spending to drive there is as much as a pack of cigarettes right up the street. She wouldn't do it. When we would go like to the casino or shopping or something like that, we would go to a gas station. And this was when I smoked pretty regularly. I like, every once in a while I'll have a cigarette now, but I very rarely ever smoke anymore. Every once in a while I'll still, oh, my ring almost came off. Every once in a while I'll still have a good cigarette. I liked nicotine vape, but I don't like anywhere smoke like I used to. But back in the day I did. I smoked quite a bit. And I've talked about that on videos. People are like, I didn't know you smoked. Anyway, but I'm 53 years old. If I want to have a cigarette every once in a while, I'm going to have a cigarette. I'm not going to be ashamed about it. But anyway, people are like, but you never smoked on video. I think it's tacky. I think it's tacky to smoke on video. That's, I mean, I just straight up think it's tacky. But anyway, but you do you. If you want to smoke on video, have at it. But anyway, so, like if my mom and I were like going to the casino, or we were going like shopping for Christmas or something, somewhere out of town. Like if we stopped at a gas station, I would buy her, like we would go inside. And like if I was with my mom, I always paid for everything for my mom. I felt like it was something I could do for her giving back, especially when I was older. You know, it was like nowhere we went was like, you know, anyway. So we go to the gas station, we get coffee on the way. Remember I was talking about the lattes? I was talking about, we would get the pumpkin spice or the peppermint latte. She gets so excited about those gas stations. I did too, about those gas station lattes. But anyway, then I'd buy her a pack of cigarettes. Or if I came over to pick her up, I'd like stop on the way and I'd get her a pack of cigarettes. And I'd always get her like a pack of like Marlboro Lights. And she'd be like, oh, you should, she'd always felt so bad. Like she'd smoke around me, but like the first thing she'd say is, I feel so bad. I'm such a bad role model smoking around you. And I'd be like, I'm 30, Mom. And she'd be like, I know, but I shouldn't smoke around you. But she would smoke anyway. But then if I bought her a pack of cigarettes, she would say, I feel so bad that my son is, she'd say, that is so gross that my son is buying me a pack of cigarettes. She's like, I don't like that. But she'd smoke them anyway. But then she'd say, you buy me like the high-end cigarettes. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not driving 10 miles to get you Mavericks. And she'd say, I prefer Mavericks. I smoked one of them one time. For a while I smoked those Basics. The Basics weren't bad. Those Mavericks, I mean, they tasted like licking an ashtray. I don't know how she did it. But anyway, I wish I would have saved this pack of cigarettes of hers. I think I threw a bunch of stuff away when I first started coming over here after she died. But she had this pack of cigarettes in that drawer in there. And it's like the drawer where I keep all the candles and stuff. And on it, she'd buy a pack of cigarettes and she would write the date when she bought the pack of cigarettes to see how long she could make it last. And when I would call her, like at night, she would have like, sometimes she'd allow herself 2 cigarettes, but usually she only allowed herself 1 cigarette. And she would like, if she would like watch like the evening news at like, I can't remember how she did it. I'm sure I've talked about this before. It was either like she had one at 6, and then she would watch like the movie from like 9 to 11, and then the late news would come on from like 11 to 11:30. I think that's when she would smoke her second cigarette, or like during the movie, or she'd smoke one, and then at the end, she only let herself smoke like 2 cigarettes a day. And she'd see, but towards the end, it was like 1 cigarette a day or 1 every other day. I mean, she'd see how long she could make a pack of cigarettes last. My dad told her, as a doctor, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but he had told her years before, like, to completely repair your lungs, like, you have to completely stop smoking. Like, even just going from, like, I said something to my dad about this a long time ago, and he was like, I don't think that's true. I said that. He goes, I don't think I said that to her. He goes, because I don't think that's true. That if you go, like, let's say if you smoke, like, 2 packs a day and you go down to, like, 4 cigarettes a day, that your lungs never fully repair because you're still actively smoking. And I remember saying that to my dad, and my dad goes, well, that might be true. You're not ever actively repairing your lungs. He said, but going from 2 packs a day to 4 cigarettes a day, yes, you're greatly improving. It's, you know, he goes, but you should quit smoking. My dad hates any kind of smoking cigarettes or anything. He thinks it's disgusting. When I used to smoke and go to the tanning bed, my dad would say, why don't you just smoke while you're in the tanning bed? That way you can make sure you get cancer. That's what my dad would say to me. He thinks it's disgusting, smoking. But anyway, which is funny because my stepmom, I don't think she would smoke a cigarette with me every once in a blue moon. Like she's never, ever since I've known her, ever been like an active smoker, where she would, like, if we went on vacation, she would maybe like smoke a cigarette with me on the beach or something like that. But she actually taught me how to blow smoke rings when I was like 20. We were on vacation somewhere, and she used to smoke when she was in high school. She stopped when she was like 18. Like, most people don't even start smoking until they're 18. She stopped when she was 18 because she started running marathons and stuff. And so she was like, I'm not going to keep on smoking. But she smoked, I don't know how I remember this, but she smoked Doral, and she could blow smoke rings like nobody's business. I can see her in my head. I think we were like in St. Martin or something like that. And she was like teaching me how to blow smoke rings. And she could blow these perfect smoke rings. I thought it was the coolest thing. She would get such a kick out of that if I said that to her today. I bet she hasn't had a cigarette in probably 20 years. Probably longer than that. That was probably her last cigarette that she's ever had, was when we were on vacation. And I don't know how old I was then. 20 maybe? Anyway, never thought I was going to talk about this. What was I talking about, though? Oh, the coffee cup. Okay. So when I just took a sip of this, it's probably the flavor of the coffee, because the flavor is kind of sweet. But I can remember, it didn't matter what. My mom only had like 10 coffee cups. She wasn't like me. She didn't buy like, I mean, I have so many coffee cups, I got to get rid of some. But every one of her coffee cups was really unique. I have saved every one of my mom's coffee cups. I loved her coffee cups. She has really unique ones that she got like in San Francisco. Her friend Diane lived in the Haight Ashbury in San Francisco. So she has like one from there. She has like these clay mugs that were made by like artists in like Chicago that she would buy, Grand Rapids, different places that she would go. So I have kept all those mugs through the years. And like my mom would have sets of things, like she had 4 of these Irish coffee mugs that are white, and that like, it's a Irish pub in Evanston, not Evanston, Chicago. And it says like in green, it says like the name of the pub and stuff in it. So I didn't really ever like those coffee cups because they're for Irish coffee. So like it has like a stem on it kind of. But I kept one of them, and I like donated the other 3. So I've done that with some of my mom's stuff. Like she had the espresso cups. Like, I would keep one with the saucer, and then I would, like, donate the other 3. I think I gave Caroline a couple of those, because Caroline wanted some of them, too. Because my mom used to collect, like, the espresso cups. Really, really cool ones. But anyway, every time I came over here, no matter how, I mean, my mom cleaned dishes like nobody's business. She could wrap a present, and my mom would scrub a dish. Before she put it in the dishwasher. So it was clean, okay? But every coffee cup that I would sip out of, I would go like this. I'd be like, Mom. And there would be like, literally, you could still see that salmon ice lipstick on it. When I just sipped out of this, I swear to God that when I started talking about this, I was like, it tasted like my mom's lipstick. It was the weirdest thing. I should look and see. That would like totally freak me out if there, no. I've scrubbed these glasses so hard. But anyway, this coffee is good. Barney's, well, the Barney's Santa's White Christmas is better than this. But this is a really good close second. This is creamy caramel. And it's really, really good. So if you're looking for some new coffee. Anyway, somebody said to me the other day, I was talking to somebody. Who was I talking to that makes videos and stuff? And they were like, you talk about all these products and you never link them. They're like, why don't you link them? You can make so much money. I'll be honest with you. Part of it for me is, I think people think that like I have an issue with like linking stuff because I've talked about it on my drama channel. I have no issue with it. I have no issue with people making their money through affiliate links. I don't. Like, link 100 things. I don't understand why people can't. It's so easy to disclose appropriately. This is, to be honest with you, what partly gets me about it is, when you go in to link that stuff, like let's say if you're going to link it on Amazon, okay? You have to sign into your Amazon account, then you have to go to your storefront, then you have to go to the product. Okay, so like if I was gonna link this, I have to go into my account, okay? Then you sign into your account and then it pulls up Amazon. Then you go look up this product. When you're on that product, you have to go hit this thing that says link creator, and then it creates a link for you that's unique to your name, and then you have to copy and paste it. It's a lot of work, okay? For one product that I might link or something, and then to also put in there, to also put the disclosure and stuff like that. I mean, that part's easy, but like, cause you just could keep it in every video, right? You would never even need to take it out of there. But like the linking of all the products, that would alone, like on a video where somebody's like posting 10 to 20 links, that could easily take you an hour, maybe an hour and a half to just come up with those links and do it. Now, I will tell you what I thought about doing, but I don't really understand how to do it. And I've also heard you don't really make a lot of money off of it, is that YouTube has, it's called like YouTube Shopping or something, where you can just link products on YouTube. Have you guys seen it? Where it'll say like products mentioned. YouTube actually has a disclosure built into it, so you don't have to, like if you go over to the people's videos that have that, you don't have to disclose on that because YouTube has it built in to their system, the disclosure. So like if you go to it, it'll say, this influencer makes compensation off of this. Like they built it in there to protect their ass. So you protect their butt, sorry. I don't usually cuss on this channel. So you don't have to do it over there. I've actually thought about doing that, but I think I got approved for it. I looked up some product. I don't know what product it was. I looked up one product and it didn't have it. And so I was like, ah, hell. I think it was maybe Caddish reading glasses or something. What was it? Or a fan? I don't know what it was, but I looked up one product and they didn't have it. And I was like, pfft. I mentioned so many products. I probably could make so much money off of affiliate link. And every time affiliate link. Every time I say it, people are like, do it. Like, okay, a couple years ago on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I don't even think the video hit 2,000 views. I don't know if it was that or my review channel, but I don't even think the video hit like 2,000 views. I linked those Santa's natural candles just to kind of show how to do it appropriately, but also because I wanted to show that you could link stuff, right? Those Santa's natural candles, I linked them to the Amazon link. I don't even think I sold that many of them. I mean, people are making bank on that stuff. I don't even think I sold that many of them. I ended up, my commission, which on Amazon is like 3 to 5, it's like high is like 5%. Although, like you get emails all the time. If you're like an Amazon partner, you get emails all the time. It'll say like this week, like 9 to 12%, but only on these products, which is always interesting to me because whenever I look at somebody that does an Amazon video, it's that week they always have, it's like they have hundreds of products. It's not like you can go into like beauty and you can like see all the products that they have listed. But that Santa's Naturals candles, I did pretty good on that video I made some money off those candles just linking it one. So, but I also think like, I'm not somebody that hits a lot of people's links, like, and not because I'm against it or anything. I mean, I see people that link it appropriately and I still don't hit their link. What I typically do is, because I'm not somebody that like while I'm watching a video, that I'm like gonna shop right then. Do you know what I mean? Like, I usually screenshot it and then I go back and I look later, is what I typically do. I also typically, like, if it's something that you can buy from the website, like, I'll go to the website and buy it. Like, if they have their own website. Because most times, like, okay, like buying, like, I love Yankee candles. Buying Yankee candles on Yankee versus, like, Amazon, sometimes it's a lot cheaper, number one. Number two, Amazon is expensive, okay? Like, if you go and compare things, Amazon's expensive. Number one, it's cheaper on the website. Number two, a lot of those websites have sales pretty often. Number three, because whether you say you don't want to be signed up for it or not, they send you emails for the rest of your life. So you get a lot of coupons and a lot of sales stuff on it, you know? Like, I think on that Cotopaxi coat, it was on sale anyway, but then I also had, like, a coupon code that I had, like, a thing for. So I think I got an extra, like, $15 off of it or something like that. So I usually try to go to the website if I can. Plus, it's not a third-party site. Hey, are you coming back from pickleball?
No pickles.
How many people played?
There were 4 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a perfect night for that.
It is. It's great. Yeah.
Are you guys ending early tonight?
What?
Are you ending early tonight?
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your night.
Okay.
And no pickles, right?
No pickles.
Speaking of buying stuff, have you guys seen that Pamela Anderson has pickles out? I was thinking about buying them and reviewing them for my review channel. Now, I love pickles. I love sweet pickles. Do you guys know how much her pickles are? $38 a jar. Those better be some pickles. I have not ordered them yet, but I really want to. So anyway, I don't know, like, I thought about, to be honest with you, trying it, like, for a month, like, linking stuff. The other thing is, like, this is such a stupid conversation. I never thought I was going to talk about this over here. Like, like, my reading glasses. Like, if you go to Caddis, they have an affiliate program that you can apply for. But then you have to apply for this whole thing, and then it's a different, okay, if you were going to do that, like, a lot of these influencers do, like, all these different websites, not just Amazon. They do, like, 10 different, I mean, that is a lot to keep up with, okay? Like, I don't know who's managing, they must have managers that do that stuff for them, where they've got, like, a Saks affiliate link, and, I mean, that's a lot to keep up with, okay? It's enough for me to make some videos and throw them up without putting all those links in it. But I did think about doing it for a month to really see, like, if anybody was going to even buy it. I just like to share the stuff that I'm interested in. I mean, here at the end of the day, because people ask me, why don't you link stuff? Do I really think I'm going to make that much money off of linking this coffee? No, I really don't. But do I want people to enjoy a good cup of coffee that I enjoy? 100%. That's why I talk about it. To my friend, I would say, you got to buy this coffee, you know? So I love the Barney's Santa's White Christmas. So I just want people to enjoy stuff. I have no issue with myself or anybody else making a little bit of money off the links. I just don't know that, like, me doing all that extra work, if it's really, you know, I don't know. Somebody told me years and years and years ago, with whatever your business is, take what is not making you a lot of money, or take what is not serving your business well and get rid of it. I just don't know that it's like, I mean, maybe if you had millions of subscribers, I'm sure those affiliate link people make a lot of money. But do I think that me linking, I mean, I talk about so many products that if I was linking coffee and glasses and stuff, no, I don't think that many people would buy it. You know what I mean? I mean, I would be linking books and movies and TV shows and coffees and all kinds of candle waxes and I don't know, you know, like, I don't know, at some point it just becomes a little bit too much for me. But I thought about doing it. You guys are all, whenever I mention it, you guys are always really encouraging. You're like, you should. We would buy it from you. I don't know. I thought about, like I said, trying it for like a month and really seeing, like, if it really makes a difference. I mean, because it does, like, I give it to those people for putting those links in there. Because, like I said, if they're doing it themselves, I mean, those videos where they're linking a lot of stuff, that's an extra hour of your time. Going in there and creating the links and posting it and all that kind of stuff. It takes some time. So if you're doing that on each video that you're I mean, there's no way. I don't want to add 5 hours to my day on 5 videos. No. Over some coffee? Listen, you tell me what favorite coffee you have, and I'll go buy it in the comment section below and try it. But I might try linking some stuff. Whenever I say that, I'm like, I mean, I'll just spend an hour. My plan was to come out here at 5 o'clock, okay? Alex got home at 4:30. My plan was to be out here by 5 o'clock. It's 6:18, okay? My plan was to be out here by 5 o'clock. Do you see the southern accent? I don't know where it's coming from today. My plan was to be out here by 5 o'clock vlogging. But I was sitting in front of the computer because I filmed on every channel except for my Peter Does Stuff channel today. And that was because Alex was coming home early. I was actually going to take a walk outside and show all the leaves and stuff because all the leaves in our front yard of the tree is beautiful. Look at this tree. Look at this tree. Can we just talk about that for a second? Look at that. And so all the leaves have fallen down there. So I was going to take a walk through the leaves. I was going to do that on my Peter Does Stuff channel. But I was trying to get the videos up. Why is this crooked? It did that to me the other day. Does it look crooked? I think it's because the table's crooked. Oh, I need to do that, putting the table together. So, oh, by the way, thank you so much for everybody asking me to do the fitted sheet video. I will do that, but I'll surprise you when I do it. I'll just have to wait. But anyway, but I filmed all my videos today, so I was trying to get them. I wanted them all scheduled to go up, so you can schedule a video. So right now, what did I say? It's 6:18. If I wanted a video to go up at 7, I think I have one going up at 7 today. I can schedule it to go up at any time I want. So I posted my booktube video, my drama video, and then I scheduled the other 4. And then I was like, I'm going to come out here and vlog. So anyway, but to do the linking stuff, baby, my day would have to start a lot earlier. I got started early today. Filming. I got home at 1. I was filming by 1:30. I thought that was early for me today. And I just boom, 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 boom. I would have to start at 9 to link all that stuff. I probably do need to start linking some stuff though, just to, try it, whatever. Anyway, we'll see. I've said that for so many years I'm going to do it. This guy's running. Everybody's running. Oh, this was the thing. So I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I knew I had to be up between 9:30 and 10 to get the dogs ready and get ready for my hair appointment today. And I pushed it last night. Oh my God, I got caught up on so many shows last night. I watched 2 songs. Yesterday was so fantastic, you guys. I had such a nice day yesterday. It was so good. Went to brunch, and then I came home and I vlogged. I did so much yesterday, but I have to tell you, so I ended up taking a walk, taking a nap, and then when I got up from my nap, okay, so, I'll tell you everything I watched in a second, but I watched a bunch of stuff last night, read a little bit, and then I wanted to watch Shetland. I mean, I could have finished, this season I'm watching right now is season 7. It is such a good season. It is so good. I think I'm on the 5th episode. I think I have the 5th and 6th episode, and then I'm done with the season, so I'll probably finish it tonight. But I was like, this is so good. I just wanted to finish it last night. Well, I knew that I had to be up between 9:30 and 10. I look at the clock and it says 5:05. I was like, it was after 5, but it was before 5:10. I was like, oh my God, I need to get to bed. So I go to bed and I set my alarm for 9:30 and 9:40. Alarm goes off, I snooze it till 9:40. I get up at 9:40. So it took me a half an hour to fall asleep. So I'm going on 4 hours of sleep right now. I actually don't feel too tired, but I feel like maybe tonight, because sometimes I can kind of push it. I'm like, maybe I should skip my walk tonight, but I really don't want to because I've really got to get into these cozy mysteries. So this is what I've decided I'm going to do for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, because I want to announce before November what the series is for November. There's no way I can get 4 Thursday Murder Club books done in 4 days. There's just no way. So this week, I'm going to make the video announcing what the November is. And the November series only has 2 books in the series so far. I've read the first one. So that means I only have to read the second one. So then I'm going to catch up. So when I finish the Thursday Murder Club books, then I'll do my review of those books. Or I might do one at a time and then talk about them. I'm actually getting the Saw movies done, which I never thought would happen. I thought so many people were so encouraging of me just not finishing. A couple people were over here, you guys were like, oh, Peter, they're so bad. Or somebody said that them and their kids, that they and their kids, anyway, their kids and them watched them a couple years ago. They stopped at 4 or 5, and then they never picked it back up again. So I was like, no. I came up with this project. I am finishing these Saw movies. So yesterday, I watched 6 and 7. So I've got 8, 9, and 10 to watch. So tonight I'm going to watch one. I might watch, so tonight's Jigsaw. I think it's the one that starts, it goes back to before everything. The movies are so confusing. I actually, 3 and 4 are my favorites so far. I'm going to rank them in order when I get them all done. But like somebody said Jigsaw is like before it all starts. But here's the thing with them that's so weird. Is like I just watched 7. 7 has like the person that was like the very first victim from Saw 1 in it. And like John, Jigsaw, oh, my one neighbor's going out walking. I pass her every day. She's a neighbor that's like my age that I met in here. And she and I pass each other when we're walking at night. And she just went, which means this is usually around the time, I guess, because I passed her. Was that yesterday I passed her? Yeah. Because I said something about, hey, how are you? Not this neighbor. The neighbor I'm talking about is like way down there. But anyway, because I said something to her about, we passed each other at the same time. She's like, I always leave at the same time. So she must leave about 6:30. The camera stopped. So that must be on the weekends, like when I start walking is about 6:30. Well, I didn't walk Saturday because I went to the party, but yesterday. So anyway, yeah, the Saw movies are kind of confusing. Well, they're not confusing, but it's like, okay, I was under the assumption that John Kramer, who plays Jigsaw, was like the killer in all of them. He kind of is. I don't want to ruin for anybody that hasn't seen him, but they've been out for over 20 years. For anybody, I don't, like I said, I don't want to ruin for anybody that hasn't seen it. But they are like, okay, he's kind of the killer, but he recruits other people to work for him. And then he's dead in one of them. He's in all of them, but it's a lot of flashbacks. And Shawnee Smith, I thought she was in all of them too, but it's a lot of flashbacks. Like, I'm watching them, and I'm trying to put the... Did anybody else get confused watching them? Like, I'm trying to put the timeline together in my head. Because, like, I'd have to go in here and look and see which ones are the ones I like the most. I think it was 3rd and 4th. The last one I did not like. The 7th one. It was okay. Or maybe it was the 6th one I didn't like. I'm taking notes on all of them. But anyway, one of them that I was watching... I mean, it is like... It goes back and... It is so confusing. It is like... It goes back to like this last one goes back to the very first victim, but then it goes back to before that, to when Jigsaw was like married to this girl named Jill, and then how Shawnee Smith, what's her name? She comes into it, but then she knows the wife, and you're like, but then it's like all these games are kind of going on at the same time. You know what I just realized? I just realized this right now. At the beginning of the 7th one, if anybody is watching these with me or watched them before, could you comment on this in the comment section below? At the very beginning of the 7th one, which is 3D, is that the one that's 3D or is it the 6th one that's 3D? I didn't watch it in 3D. Hold on a second. I wrote that it was supposed to be in 3D though. Oh no, this is my Sister Wives notes. Saw movie review. Okay. 7th, the final chapter. That was the one that was supposed to be in 3D. At the beginning of it, in public, there's like this glass box that always people are watching, and it's 2 guys on either end and this girl coming down, and she's been like cheating on the one guy with the other guy, and so they have to pick their lives or her life. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? But then you never find out what happened with that. I'm so confused by these movies. But there's a couple of, they actually, to be honest with you, I think they get better the further they go on. Like, the first one I really liked, the 2nd and the 3rd one were bad. So I think it was the 4th and the 5th one that I liked. I have it written down in there. But I'm going to rank them all when I'm done with them. So anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so yesterday I got done with my vlog. Oh, and then while I was rendering my vlog, I read the 31st Trick-or-Treater yesterday. And then I also read, I'm reading this book on my Kindle. I started it like early in the month. And then I like hadn't read it in a while. It's only 124 pages. There's 3 books. It's a cozy mystery. There's 3 books in like the trilogy. I don't know who it's by. It's called Pumpkins and Pixels, or Pumpkins and Pixel, or something like that. It's about this woman. Her name is Rusty. And she's like friends with the sheriff and the mayor. She's a dog named Boo in it. And she loves Halloween. And she used to run the Halloween festival. But this year, it's like this giant drone is carving this pumpkin, and then somebody dies from the drone. So last night I was like, okay, this book's only 124 pages. So I read like 30 pages of it last night before I went on my walk. And I read the 31st Trick or Treater. So I got my reading done early, that stuff. Then I went on my walk. Alex and I watched something before I lay down. What did we watch? I feel like we had already watched The Housewives. Yeah, we had watched The Housewives. Because I think he asked me if we had anything to watch. Oh, no. No, we didn't watch anything together. He was upstairs. Yeah, he was upstairs because I went on my walk early last night. And I think he was just, I don't know, he was just rolling through TikToks or something. The dogs were hanging out with him. So I went on my walk. And then when I came back, I like heated up some stuff that I had. And then I took a shower, and then I laid down. I actually got up from my nap really early last night. Well, early for me. I mean, it was like 10 o'clock. So then I saw 6. I think I just started like 5 minutes of it. Saw 6 and saw 7. And then I watched Sister Wives, and I took my notes on Sister Wives. Then I watched Elsbeth, and I watched before I watched Elsbeth and Matlock, after I watched the Saw movies, I read for a little bit. Then I watched, maybe I got up even earlier than that, because I was downstairs early. Then after I read a little bit, I watched Elsbeth and Matlock. Elsbeth, I could not figure out who the guest star was this week. It's Kathy Moriarty. I had forgotten her name. She was in that movie. Do you guys remember that movie way back in the day called Soap Dish? It was about like a live filming of soaps. Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and oh, it was so good. Do you guys remember that movie from back in the day? I loved that movie. The girl that was in Adventures in Babysitting, well, I can't think of her name. That was also in Leaving Las Vegas. I love that movie, Soap Dish. Robert Downey Jr., I think, is in it. It's one of the best movies ever. He plays like the assistant. Sally Field plays like the Susan Lucci of it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was so good. Anyway, she plays like that Montana person in it. But anyway, she was the guest star on it. Oh, and Julia Fox was on this. So Elsbeth has like guest stars every week, and they're always like the killers or the victims in it. I'm loving Elsbeth this season. Matlock's okay. I don't like. Well, I know that this guy got fired on Matlock because of like these like horrific allegations, and they did this investigation, and he's one of the main characters. So I'm like, that is a gorgeous golden retriever. So I'm like, oh, and there was a hairstylist walking, and she's now got like magenta purple hair, and she doesn't have a hat on today, which she usually always has. But anyway, it's starting to get a little windy outside too. I was like, if you watch Matlock, I don't like know how to explain it any other way. I don't love like shows and movies. Well, like true crime when they were going to catch somebody, or like a thriller movie or show like that when they're like hunting down a serial killer, something like that I like, or a mystery that they're trying to solve. But when it's like the main character that you like, and you always feel like they're going to get caught, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. Like, they're always like, you don't know, like, okay, so Matlock is about this woman named Maddie Matlock. It's not her real name. And her daughter died from opioid overdose, and she's real wealthy. But the first season's about how she starts working for this law firm, and I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but this is like first episode you find this all out. She starts working for this law firm that represented this company called Wellbrexa. And Wellbrexa is kind of like Purdue Pharma. And so the concept of the show is fantastic. And so her goal is that she believes that they hid documents. So they like hid information, this law firm, about Wellbrexa, because there was like a trial. There was like these trials, and that they hid information that could have stopped like her daughter from dying from an opioid overdose. Anyway, so she gets a job working at this law firm, this huge law firm in New York City. But she and her husband live in this mansion out in the middle of nowhere, and they're like super wealthy, and they're raising their grandson, who was the son of their daughter that passed away. And so she starts working for this woman named Olympia, who's married to, going through a divorce with this guy named Julian, who's John Ritter's son in real life. And it's just really well done. And so anyway, but she becomes like a legal assistant to this Olympia, who then she has 2 other legal assistants, who one of them, like their main characters, is the one that got these like allegations and was fired for it against who his like co-star is on the show. I don't know how they're going to write it. I mean, they're such main characters. I don't know how they're going to, well, he's off the show. She's still on it. But I don't know how they're going to write it into the show. People are saying that, like, they've read articles. I meant to look it up. I read one article about the allegations, and then a bunch of stuff that they were, like, posting that she posted on her Instagram with her mom and stuff like that. And then his wife, like, she posted something on her Instagram. And so, but he got fired for it. So, they're going to write him off the show. I don't know how they're going to do it. On the show right now, he's like, his girlfriend got pregnant and they were broken up, and now they decided to get back together and raise this baby. I think they're going to, like, write him off the show having something to do with, like, having this baby or something like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But anyway, the whole first season, you think, like, every day that she goes to work, she has, like, a fake apartment in the city. So it's Kathy Bates, plays Maddie Matlock. She has this fake apartment in the city to make it look like she's kind of like, you know, like she's just getting by and she needs this job and her husband died. She talks about her husband died and all this kind of stuff. Or left her, or they got divorced. I think they got divorced maybe or something. I don't know. And she has like this fake accent, southern accent. So, but every episode is like, there's like a law case that has nothing to do with that background story that they're solving. Like her and the legal team. But then the other side of it is her always trying to like sneak documents, take pictures of documents, get into hidden rooms, like put a tap on her boss's phone, all this kind of stuff. And it like makes me nervous as hell watching the show because you constantly think she's going to get caught. Well, at the end of season 1, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but something massive happens, okay? And so season 2 picks up. I mean, if you're like talking about a stress level of 1 to 10, I'm like at an 8 all the time watching this show. Well, now it's like the stress level is constant. And it's all just about power control stuff. It's a fantastic show, but it just makes me nervous as hell to watch. So I watched that last night. And then I started watching Shetland again. I could have just watched Shetland all last night. But like I said, I went and I looked at the clock. I think it was like 5:04, 5:05 or something like that. I was like, you need to be in bed. You need to be in bed. So I went to bed. The dogs went to sleep real early last night next to me. Walter came up and then he jumped down and then he went over to the bed and then he came back over. Otis was out next to me last night. They were like really tired. They ran around for like 20 minutes and then they were out. So, little guys were so cute. Oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark. So anyway, I'm trying to think of... I think I filmed for like 10 minutes before I went in to get my coffee. So where are we at? Stopped at 30. We're at 11. So 41, 50. So we're about 51. I have another battery with me in case I want to go a little further. It's starting to get kind of dark though on the camera, so I don't know. But anyway, so that was yesterday. And then today I got up. I was so worried that I wasn't going to get up to get everything ready. I thought, I'm going to wake up 5 minutes before I have to get this Uber. So, I got up today. Oh, speaking of smoking, this Uber that I got in today, oh my God. It smells straight up like an ashtray. I never get into Ubers or Lyfts where they ever smell like... Now, every once in a while I'll get into one where they smell like somebody's been smoking marijuana in there. But very rarely. But this one today, I felt like she just put a cigarette out in the car while I was like 2 seconds before I got in there. She was real nice. She was real nice, but it straight up smelled like an ashtray in the car. And there was like a kid's seat in the back. And I was like, you're smoking in here with a kid in here? Like, I don't know. But anyway... It was this whole funny conversation that then my stylist, who's a friend of ours, had about the one cigarette she ever had in her entire life. We talked about it. I shared the story in my drama video, so I'm not going to share it again over here. So go watch my drama video if you want to hear about it. It's the beginning of it. What was the girl's name that she used to go to hair school with? Crystal. Crystal is the one that inspired her to have her one cigarette in her life. So we were talking about that. But so I got up, got the dogs and everything ready, got them outside a couple times, and... got them, you know, all that, got them ready, and then I left for my hair appointment, got my hair appointment done, got coffee before my hair appointment, and then I got an Uber back. The guy on the way back, his car, oh, this was the other thing on the way there. The woman, I get in, and she's, like, on the floor and on the seats, and, like, on the seat, because there was nowhere else to sit, because she had this, like, baby seat in the back seat. So I'd sit... So anyway, I go to sit, she goes, wait a second, and she was putting like these they looked like puppy pads, I don't know what they were, but they were different, they were like gray and black, they weren't like blue and white like puppy pads are, but she was putting it on the seat, and I was like, I was getting in the seat, This is just, I was like, what is going on? I was so worried. I had these jeans, because I've got jeans on. I was so worried my ass was going to be soaked. I'm just cussing up a storm in this video. It's ass, I swear. Anyway, I was so worried that my ass was going to be soaked when I got to this hair appointment. So I get in, and she's like, she doesn't even say I'm sorry. She's like, here, let me put this down for you. She got it on the, I'm like, it's all like, I've got my feet on it. Like, she's got all these like puppy pad looking things all over the back seat of the car. I'm like, this is weird. I didn't know what was going on. And she goes, my kids spilled all this. They were fighting with orange juice. I mean, I felt kind of bad for her. I thought, here she is trying to get her kids off to school, and they're fighting with orange juice, and she's got to drive this car around for the rest of her day, you know, giving rides. And I kind of felt bad for her, but I mean, she was real nice, but she was like, it's kind of wet back there. It looked like she had tried to clean off the seats and stuff like that, but I was like, am I going to be real sticky and whatever? But then the guy that picked me up, he was talking to somebody like in his earpiece or earphone thing. I don't know how you do that. I don't do that well. It makes me nervous. I still feel like if I got my AirPods in, I still got to talk like this. So anyway, but I mean, he was nice, but he just said hello when I got in the car, and that was it. He was talking to somebody the whole way there. And his car was spotless, baby. It was spotless. It was a nice car, too. It was some kind of SUV. Both of them were SUVs today. But anyway, wasn't hers, or was hers kind of like a hatchback kind of deal? I don't really even remember. It was red. But anyway, my hairstylist, I was telling her about her, and she goes, what was her name? I go, you do not know her. And she goes, I might. So I told her name. She goes, I don't know her. I go, why would you randomly just know this gal that is like, picks me up for a ride? And she's like, I don't know. We got laughing so hard. So then I came home, and like on the way, Alex texted me, and he goes, I'm probably going to be done early today. I'm going to leave her about 4 o'clock. And I said, okay. Tomorrow we have therapy. And so I got to leave here tomorrow to go, anyway, I do some stuff. So I got to run out because I don't have Cousin Fun Day this week. So I got to get some stuff. So he's going to pick me up while I'm out. I'm going to take an Uber, and then he's going to get off work and come pick me up. And then we're going to go to the hair appointment, or the hair appointment I had today. What do we think? I just had her trim it up. She did a nice job on it, I think. She always does a nice job on it. But anyway, she's like, do you want me to put product in it? I was like, no, my hat's over there. She goes, your hat? Where's your hat? Because I had my coat over it. Not this coat. I had my black coat, Epoxy coat over it. So it was like thrown over my hat, stuff like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So tomorrow, I was like, okay, well, if I have to leave here, I don't know what time I have to leave here tomorrow. I've got to figure it all out tonight. I was like, I don't know how many videos I'm going to be able to film because I got to take an Uber to like, anyway. So I got to do all that tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I might have to vlog when I get back tomorrow. Oh, but it's going to be dark by then because it will be after 7. Tanya and I don't think we're going to a meeting tomorrow. She didn't say anything to me about it, and I didn't say anything to her about it. We went last week, so I doubt we'll go to a meeting tomorrow night. But if we do, well, I'll definitely have to vlog before I go. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to start getting ready about 4 tomorrow. So today, which is fine, because today I started, so when I got back, I started filming like at 1:30. Maybe earlier than that. What time did I get back? Because I got out of my hair appointment. My appointment was at noon, and I looked at the clock when I was done, because she has trimmed it up and washed it and stuff like that. I think I was done by like 12:40. I think I was home by like 1. Maybe a little bit before that. Maybe I was home at like 12:50. Maybe I started at like 1:15. I don't remember when I started filming videos, but I just like banged them out today. So it depends on what time I get started tomorrow. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and not feel like filming any videos tomorrow at all. Or maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll feel like filming 8 videos on 8 channels. Who knows? But anyway, so that's tomorrow. I hardly drank any of this coffee that I had to go inside and get. But I really want to listen to the Thursday Murder Club book, the second one that I'm listening to, and take my walk. But I also kind of think maybe it'd be good for me to kind of like rest up for one night. I'm trying to get to like, well, I'm doing good at it, like walking almost every day, except for Saturday because I went to the party. I really enjoy walking, but I've been listening to so much music. I'm trying to get back into the books. That one night I did the Freedom McFadden one, and I got that, what was that, Friday? Or was that Sunday? Yesterday was Sunday. So it would have been Friday that I got that book done. Well, when was that I got that book done? I think it was Friday. Anyway. What day did I get the Freedom McFadden book done? I can't even speak. Sometimes when I come out here, I have filmed so many videos in a day. Like, this is my 7th video from like, and I was talking on the phone earlier. So from like, it's 6:43. So from like 1:15 to 6:45, I really haven't stopped talking. Now tonight, what is tonight? Monday? I don't think I have any shows to watch tonight. I mean, that are on my weekly TV list. Oh, I went last night and I also watched the first half. I got like 3 or 4 episodes of Below Deck Mediterranean to catch up on. And so the first one to catch up on, I watched like the first half of it last night. I think it's the second episode of the season. So I don't know how many I have left to catch up, but I think it's, Dragula is on tonight. Oh my God, can't wait. Okay, so I have Dragula tonight. Below Deck is the only show that I have to catch up on. Well, I mean, only Murders in the Building and stuff, but I think this week is the last episode, the finale. Is that tonight? So then I'm going to start binge watching that. I really want to, who was I telling this to? Maybe Tanya. I really want to get Shetland done, and I have 2 more seasons, because once Shetland is done, I am so in love with that show. I love it. I know they changed cast, and I know 2 main cast members leave the show, and I think it happens next season. Did somebody said on here, I think Lisa said she had caught up with it, and then somebody commented back to her and said, there's going to be a 10th season. You know what? This is the thing. I don't want to look it up because I don't want to find out. Shetland, season 10. Yeah. See, I knew that there was... Is there a season 10 of Shetland? Yes, there will be a season 10. Filming has been completed and is set to air. Oh, there's my neighbor. You got your shoes on again today. He's just laughing at me.
Yeah.
How are the grandkids?
Oh, they're busy.
Busy?
They were making volcanoes.
Oh, for school?
No, for fun. We had baking soda and vinegar.
Did it work?
Oh, yeah. It foamed up. They had a good time with it, even the little one.
Yeah.
The 18-month-old.
Aww.
Except he kept
Oh.
nasty vinegar taste, I'm sure.
Have a good one. You probably love that, being an engineer and all, doing the volcanoes.
I'm not a chemical guy.
You were probably good with science projects and stuff.
I kind of was, yeah.
Yeah.
But chemistry, though, although I was good at it, I never got the concept of how they knew if you mix this and that, why it would do what it did. I knew all the equations, but it's like, how do you know that it's going to create the right mix?
Right.
There's an art.
I still don't get it.
Yeah. And why would one thing...
I never even took chemistry. I didn't get that far.
I did mix a lot of stuff when I was supposed to.
I'm sure. Okay, is it cold out there and windy? Because I can't really feel it up here, but I'm getting ready to go on my walk here in a little bit.
It's windy, but it's not terribly cold.
Well, you got a heavy coat on, so that's why.
So if you have your coat, you'll be fine.
I'll just warm up before I go. Okay.
I know in 8th grade once I was in chemistry class and we were finishing up. We had a substitute teacher. So I decided to mess around. I'm sitting right next to the goggles. So I put 1 pair on, 2 over top, and just kept going. I must have had 8 pair of goggles on. And the substitute teacher pulls me out of class.
Aww.
And he's probably 80 years old. And he asked me my name, and I tell him. And he says something else. I'm like, no, it's...
But you were never much of a rule breaker anyway. That's what your wife always says. She's like, no, he's a rule follower, and so is our son.
Yeah, pretty much. I did like to mess around. Do the clock. A little bit.
Look at him smelling everything. The leaves are coming down under that tree.
This is pretty.
It's very pretty. It's interesting, like the leaves in our neighborhood aren't really changing that much, but outside...
I was noticing quite a few around the lake.
Were you?
Yeah.
I'll have to look over there when I get out.
Yeah. Yeah, looking good.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You too.
Okay, so I had to stop it because he was telling a story about when he was in the 8th grade, he was putting all these goggles on. Okay, so here's the funny part of it, is that his wife always says that he's like, not literally, but he's like a Boy Scout. She's like, because he always follows the rules and does everything he's supposed to do. And she is like, so they have a son and a daughter. And she was like, who are now like Well, their daughter's the one that has all the grandkids that lives here in town. I think she's like 35 and their son's like 30. So she's like, and our son is exactly the same way, which is funny because their son he just got married. He looks just like his dad, okay? And so they're like, oh, he's like a rule follower too. And I'm like, and the wife she's like Irish Catholic, and like she's like, no, I'm like from a family of like we like to party and all this kind of stuff. And so she's always talking about how like her daughter is like got like that gene and the son got like the Boy Scout gene, whatever. So he's telling this whole story about how like he had this like, did you hear the substitute teacher who was like older? He said he was like 80 or whatever. And he was like in 8th grade. He was putting all these goggles on his head. And so he said his name. I had to stop it because he said his name. So anyway, he didn't say somebody else's name. He said his name. Not the teacher's name, his name. So anyway, so he said that the teacher pulled him out in the hallway and said, what's your name? And he goes, I told him my name was, and then he said his name. And the teacher, the substitute teacher said the wrong name. He goes, he called me the wrong name. And he goes, is that right? And he goes, because he's such a good guy. He goes, no. He goes, my name, you got it wrong. My name is, and he said his name. And the substitute teacher was like, he said it again, what it was, and it was the wrong thing. And so he's like, I knew I wasn't going to get in trouble then. He is such a good guy. That is probably like the baddest he ever was in school ever. Because he's literally such a good guy. Oh, they've been walking around. Y'all are lapping it up out here. That's like their 3rd lap around the neighborhood. I love seeing people out here. It is so nice. It's one of the reasons why I love going on my walks too, because I see like the same people like in their like people see me. I see the same people and they're like wave at me. They're like, hey, I mean, they don't even know my name. Some of them. They'll be like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. How are you? And people are so friendly in this neighborhood. You know, I think it does remind me a little bit of like when I was growing up, because when I was growing up, I know you guys can't really see it when I'm like I showed it to you the other day about like how it looks like darker over here. Let me show you. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but like it's like that's the only way I can really show you, and that's not even really as dark as it is, but it's like getting dark outside. So you can see over my neighbor across the street. Do you see they have their lights on? Okay, all the lights in the neighborhood came on about 15 minutes ago. That's how dark it is in the neighborhood. I don't know why on camera, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know why on camera it shows up that it's light outside when it's really dark outside. I have no clue why it's doing this, but if I want to be in the light at all for my walk before it's completely pitch black outside and dark, I gotta go for my walk in a second. But anyway, so I gotta get off here in a second. I hope that I made it to an hour. I don't know if I have or not. I hope I have. But anyway, what was I saying before that? Something about, I think one of the reasons why, oh, the battery's flashing. I love the neighborhood so much. It's because I do think it reminds me of when I was a kid. Because like all the neighbors knew each other. Everybody said hi to everybody. Everybody was really friendly. Okay, I got to get off here now because the battery's flashing at me. And so I want to go in and get this rendered and get this so I can upload it while I'm on my walk. I'm going to go take my walk, listen to my audiobook, and then have a night of relaxation. Let me know what you're watching in the comment section below. Let me know if you're watching the Saw movies. Give me recommendations. Oh, it's the week of Halloween. Can you guys believe it? I got to watch all my Halloween stuff this week too. So, and finish my 2 well, one of them's the Advent calendar book, but I got to finish the other Halloween book too. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Monday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. I can't believe I made it to the end without it stopping. I got it all in. It's flashing at me. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.